Hello, sleepy traveler. You've made it back to your bed, a place where great dreams begin, and occasionally where historical curiosity refuses to take a hint. Tonight, we're not sailing the high seas of adventure or unraveling the mysteries of ancient empires. No, tonight, we'll be gliding through something far softer, something fluffy, something comfortably uneventful. Tonight, we drift into the surprisingly uneventful history of the pillow. Yes, that humble rectangle of fluff beneath your head. The silent hero of every nap, and perhaps the least dramatic invention in all of human history. Our story begins thousands of years ago, long before cozy duvets, memory foam, or late-night snack regrets. Back then, ancient people looked at the ground, the very same ground they slept on, and said, hard, perfect. Truly, our ancestors had different standards. In ancient Mesopotamia, around 7,000 years ago, people used stone pillows. Yes, actual rock. The kind that could double as both a sleeping aid and a murder weapon. But here's the twist. They weren't being dramatic. They actually found it useful. Stone pillows kept insects from crawling into their ears, which admittedly makes bedtime sound a lot less cozy than I'd hoped. I suppose when you live in the cradle of civilization, you make compromises. Softness wasn't the goal, survival was. Then came the Egyptians who said, stone is fine, but what if we made it artistic? And so they carved headrests out of alabaster, ivory, and wood. Beautiful, elegant, slightly neck-breaking sculptures that lifted the head, not for comfort, but to protect elaborate hairstyles. Because even in 2500 BC, bedhead was already an issue of great national concern. The Egyptian pillow wasn't really about sleep. It was about style and status. The higher the pillow, the higher your rank, which is also true today if your pillow costs more than your rent. Meanwhile, in ancient China, pillows took a rather unusual path. The Chinese artisans made them from porcelain, bamboo, jade, even bronze. You know, the things you'd least want near your face at bedtime. Imagine someone in 500 BC proudly saying, yes, my pillow is made of solid jade, cool in summer, hard in every season. But these weren't just pillows. They were believed to preserve energy, enhance wisdom, and even influence dreams. Some designs had dragons or phoenixes carved into them, symbols of protection, which, to be fair, is lovely, even if your neck disagreed. And then came the Greeks and Romans. Yes, civilization meets nap time. They introduced the concept of stuffing. They filled their pillows with reeds, feathers, and straw, creating something finally approaching comfort. The Roman elite would lounge for hours on soft cushions, debating philosophy and olive oil prices. And somewhere between Plato's theories and someone's third goblet of wine, the world's first power nap was probably invented. Time drifted on, as time does, softly and slowly. By the Middle Ages, pillows had become a symbol of wealth. Ordinary folk often slept without them, while nobles reclined on embroidered cushions that smelled faintly of lavender, and occasionally politics. In medieval Europe, pillows even had a brief fall from grace. Some religious leaders considered them a sinful luxury. After all, if life was meant to be uncomfortable, why should your neck be the exception? I like to imagine someone whispering, "Forgive me, Father, for I have fluffed." But comfort, as history proves, always sneaks back in. By the Renaissance, The pillow made a triumphant return, now stuffed with feathers, wool, or sometimes horsehair for the particularly unlucky. And suddenly, sleeping became a little more civilized and a little less like headbutting the floor. It's funny, isn't it? How human history, with all its battles and inventions, also tells the story of a species just trying to get comfy. Then came the Industrial Revolution, an era of machines, progress, and finally, mass-produced pillows. Factories began turning out soft, fluffy miracles for the common household. Feather pillows became the gold standard, so soft, so inviting, and so dangerously allergenic. Progress always comes with a sneeze. But even as comfort spread, something curious happened. People still argued about how soft a pillow should be. Too hard, and you wake up cranky. Too soft, and you disappear into another dimension of fluff. Truly, a delicate balance. The physics of fluff, unsolved to this day. By the 20th century, science decided to get involved. We saw foam, latex, and eventually memory foam. That magical substance that remembers every awkward sleeping position you've ever had. It's like a judgmental friend, really, always remembering, never forgiving. And now, here we are, in the age of ergonomic design, anti-snore engineering, and NASA-inspired sleep technology, all for the same ancient goal, just a bit of peace. We've come a long way from rocks, haven't we? When you think about it, the pillow's story is almost beautifully boring. It's not about grand revolutions or epic discoveries. It's about small improvements, quiet progress, one nap at a time. And maybe that's what makes it perfect for a bedtime story. The pillow reminds us that even the most ordinary things can cradle us into dreams. It doesn't need drama or excitement. It just needs softness and presence. In a way, pillows are philosophers of comfort, always there, asking no questions, demanding no glory. Just a silent whisper beneath the head, saying, "Rest now, you've done enough." So, as you sink a little deeper into your own pillow tonight, remember the long journey it took from stone to silk to whatever miracle of fluff you're lying on now. Take a breath. Let the air soften in your chest. And let this uneventful little history wrap around you like a blanket of calm. Because in the grand timeline of the universe, you, your dreams, and your pillow are perfectly ordinary. And that's exactly what makes them extraordinary. Good night, traveler. May your sleep be as timeless as the tale of the pillow.